Okay, today we're going to be talking about the Colombian exchange. My name is Anali.
My name's Drew.
And let's just start talking. So today we're going to be talking about the Colombian exchange. Some technology used during the Colombian exchange includes ships like vast canals, which could sail the winds, and large vessels like the Carack for the trade. Navigation tools were really essential during that time because, they used it to trade and to explore, and the Colombian exchange also used key ports. They had key ports like Cartagena and Havana and Carolo, which served as gateways to get through and for goods and all that.
Major Old World ports. Major Old World ports like London, Bristol, Amsterdam, and New World settlements like Mexico City, Lima, and early American port cities, while Boston and Philadelphia were crucial for trade between the two hemispheres. These locations served as the key hubs for goods, resources, and people, facilitating the exchange and redefined global economy and geography. The exchange, driven by the Colombian exchange in the transatlantic slave trade, involved massive trade of goods like silver, sugar, tobacco, furs from the New World, and cloth, firearms, wine, manufactured goods from the Old World, alongside forced migration of millions of slave Africans.
Okay, so we're gonna put the map that we chose right here. Give it room. Right here. Okay, and then we're also gonna be talking about human resources. During the Colombian exchange, they had the ecomedia system used on Indigenous population. The transatlantic slave trade, which brought millions of enslaved Africans to American plantations.
Crops from the Americas that went to the Old World include staples like corn or maize, potatoes, cassava, and sweet potatoes. During the Colombian exchange, Europeans brought animals like horses, cattle, pigs, sheep, goats, and chickens to Americas. These animals included the horses and pigs. They had a significant impact on Native American cultures, economies, and environments, changing agricultural, transportation, and warfare.
Okay, we're also going to be talking about slavery. The demand on slavery was really important because, many had to work through it.
That's one of the biggest things they transported during the trade routes was slaves from Europe.
Yeah.
Diseases. Diseases get us dirty. During the Colombian exchange, diseases such as smallpox, measles, influenza, and typhus were traded from Europe to Americas. While syphilis is believed to have traveled from the Americas to Europe, Europeans had developed some immunity to these diseases, but Native Americans had no prior exposure, which led to devastating epidemics, drastically reduced indigenous populations. Smallpox was one of the most devastating diseases. Smallpox was introduced by Europeans and caused massive death toll among the Native American populations. Measles, this highly contagious disease, spread rapidly through communities with no immunity. Influenza. The flu was another infectious disease that proved fatal to many Native Americans. Typhus, this bacterial disease, also made the jump to the Americas, contributing to mortality crisis. Chickenpox and mumps. These diseases were introduced and spread quickly to the new populations. Malaria and yellow fever. These diseases carried by enslaved Africans introduced to Americas sparked a new environment and contributed to the tragic decline of indigenous populations, particularly in the Caribbean, according to Wikipedia article. Syphilis, the sexually transmitted infection, is believed to have originated in America and has carried back to Europe by sailors. It caused significant social distribution, though it was less deadly than the disease that devastated the Americas.
So also introduced for animals horses, cattle, pigs, goats, and sheep to the Americas, which profound the alternative of the environment and the Native American life. Especially horses, they changed because like it helped like travel because you
help them travel, help them hunt, and help them with like when they fertilize their crops.
Yeah, it helped them with the fertilization. Yeah, so they used animals. Turkeys were among a few animals to go from Americas to Europe.
Yep. And how many think Thanksgiving happened, but it didn't really happen? Oh, diseases also spread through animals, like fleas and stuff.
Yeah.
During the duration of this video, we shall interview a few guests. These guests will give us their opinions on New World and Old World information. We shall also give you some examples, like a horse, a pig, and cattle. Some crops, some important crops.
Okay, so we're going to be talking about secretism. So during the Colombian exchange, cultural fusions occurred throughout the blending of European, American, and African traits, leading to new forms of art, music, and languages. So an example of this is the Carolson language, new music, genres like jazz and blues, religious syncretism, where indigenous of American beliefs merged with Christianity, and culinary innovations from combining ingredients like corn, chili, peppers, and old world spices.
We thank you for this time, and now we shall do our outro.
Ready? Dance.
If you see me and you tryna see what's up, we want no fun with
Interview 1.
Oh,
It says it on their
go
back.
ahead. I'm Officer Contreras.
Okay.
I'm Officer Chu.
How did the Colombian exchange affect you?
Say that one more time.
How did the Colombian exchange affect you?
It didn't. It was in 1492. I exchanged a lot of things on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm not familiar with that exchange.
Okay, come on.
How did it change your life?
You know, 1492 was a long time ago. I'm sure. I think, you know, it really affected me a lot because of history and stuff. I think it's such a powerful thing, really.
What were some pros and cons on the matter?
Pros and cons on the what?
On the matter of the Colombian exchange?
You know, a lot of, I think, good and bad on both ends, you know.
Especially the goods that were exchanged, it affected America, like eventually, in the end. The cons, I mean, well, you know,
Like diseases?
Yeah.
diseases.
Diseases.
Freaking living.
Tuberculosis, right?
Scoliosis even,
Yeah.
Scoliosis, yeah. Big one.
happens.
It happens to all of us.
Do y'all know any famous people from the Colombian exchange?
Yeah, Contreras, do you know any famous people from
Oh,
the...
man.
Columbus.
Freaking Christopher
There's a
Columbus.
whole-
That was that guy.
He was the guy,
Do y'all know the 3 ships?
what was that?
Do y'all know the 3 ships?
Man, the Mayflower was pretty cool.
Mayflower,
Mayflower.
Santa Maria,
It's the other one's like a bee.
the Pinta. Yeah, that's a good one too.
Yeah, I
that
love
might
that.
be my favorite.
I have that on my wall in my office. I love it. It's my favorite.
What do y'all know any famous crops from the Colombian exchange?
Crops, corn,
Corn, cotton,
what else?
wheat,
Wheat's yeah,
Do y'all know any animals?
deer.
all of it.
I'm sure there was some deer.
Maybe pigs, even.
Oh, yes.
Grizzly bears? No? All
No,
right.
no.
I tried.
Thank you for your time.
Thank y'all for
Thank
your
you.
time.
Thank you.
Interview 2. Today we'll be interviewing Oh,
How did this affect you? How did the Colombian exchange affect you?
Christopher Columbus at one time was representing Spain, and I think when he came to look for the New World, he was looking for treasures and goods, at that time for the king and queen of Spain because they wanted to take over a lot of the new places. I think because he went back and forth, he found new cultures here. They found treasures that the United States, not the United States, but the New World had. And so they were exchanging goods with the people here and taking them back to the king and queen. Of course, once Spain got more involved, they started going to other, like Mexico and other parts of the New World, mainly to take over.
What were some pros and cons about the Colombian exchange?
I think Columbus was actually looking to find better routes to the New World, but I think that the people who sponsored him were actually greedy at one point and actually looking for wealth and gold and anything that was of value.
How did this change your life?
You know, that actually changed my life indirectly, but I think about Spain's effect in Mexico, and because of that, of them wanting to conquer so many different parts of the New World, I think that affected like maybe some of the Hispanic culture where they mixed with the Mexican natives and the Mexican people, and I think Spain had an influence in a lot of that.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Interview 3!
Introduce yourself, please.
Hello, my name is John.
Do you know much about the Colombian exchange during?
I don't even know who this Columbus fella is. But one thing I know is I work at the ports down at the docks, and I see these ships come through all the time, you know, sometimes months, years at a time, and as they come through, I see they bring all these dark colored people through in chains. They look sad, dreary, depressed, things of that nature.
Is it affecting your life?
Yeah, I'm making quite a bit of money off of it, you know. And just, you know, the wife is good. She's happy with the money that we're getting from it, you know. And the kids are running around the farm and things like that. You know, we're making good money, good profit.
Do you have pros and cons on this situation?
There's nothing negative to me, you know. I'm good. I'm making good money. Everything's good. Life is good, you know. We're surviving. We make good money. We're sitting there just, you know, doing our thing.
Have any diseases come into your family yet?
Yeah, killed my uncle, you know. These rats came in and, you know, they're all over the ships. They're all, you know, there's rats everywhere. There's rats in the front room, the back room, the bathroom, side room, the outhouse, everywhere, you know. All these different rats just everywhere.
Have you killed a rat?
Killed a few, you know. You got to kill a few because, you know, they run all over across the food and stuff. So sometimes, you know, you got to just kind of piece some off because I'm a little sanitary, you know. Most Europeans aren't that sanitary, but, you know, I try to be. So I just kind of cut the edges off so I could eat the inside, so you know, where the rats were. So I make sure. And then I heard of a real bad one that my neighbor got. It's called syphilis.
Oh.
And yeah, my neighbor got it, and you know, he was one of those traveling folks, and he went down there and he met some of these, you know, weird looking people. They had cloths on and things like that, and they had bones in their noses and stuff. They looked kind of weird. And but you know, he took one of them women on and he came back with syphilis. Passed it on to the next door neighbor's wife.
Thank you for your time.
Interview 4!
Introduce yourself, please.
I am the Queen Amaya of the world.
And how did the Colombian exchange affect you?
As a Maya living in Odessa, Texas, the Colombian exchange has indirectly shaped many aspects of my life today. The foods I eat like pizza, like tomato sauce, or French fries have origin in the exchange of goods between the old world and the new world.
Abby, do you know how to wrap fingers?
How did it change your life?
All right, let's break down the Colombian exchange from the perspective of both New World and Old World. It changed my life drastically, like the foods I eat, the clothes I wear, and yeah.
Is there any pros and cons on this?
The pros are, I like change. I like different things. The cons is I don't like changing from my old routines.
Have any disease affected you?
Any disease? No, I'm very healthy in my family. Oh yeah, and from the old world's point of view, in my perspective, the Colombian exchange was like hitting the jackpots. They got access to new foods like potatoes, tomatoes, and corn, which seriously boosted their diets and helped populations grow. Plus, they found new resources and lands to exploit, leading to economic growth and the rise of empires. It was a time of expansion and opportunity, even if it came at the cost of others. And now, as the new world that we live in, as the plants, the trees, lettuce, tomatoes, potatoes, carrots, grapes, crops, cabbage. From the new world perspective, it was a completely different story. The arrival of Europeans brought diseases that wiped out huge numbers of people. It's like a silent killer they had no offense against, like murderers, like First 48. Have y'all watched First 48? Yeah, like that. And their cultures were disrupted, their lands were taken, and they were often forced into labor. While they did some new things like horses and metal tools, the overall impact was devastating, marking the period of loss and suffering. Thank you for your time. Woo!